So the best way to find out how we can rank is to look at who the other folks are. If Google's already ranking them, then we can reverse engineer what's working for them. And I want to welcome Mark, new member. How are you doing, Mr. Mark?
How are you?
So you're brand new.
Yeah.
You're a real estate agent. You've got some videos. You have some of your social media channels built out. But you joined office hours because you want to take it to the next step to get more buyers and sellers, right?
Yeah, I want to generate business, from social media and Google searches primarily. And I'm pretty much starting from nothing because I didn't use social media before I got into realty. So it's slow going.
All right. You want to be our guinea pig for today?
Sure.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
It's good. We don't harm any animals in the process of us, doing our stuff. Before going into Mark's little quick audit, does anyone else have a quick question or something they want to bring up? Maybe a win, maybe an announcement. Hey, Nick, haven't seen Nick for a while. Hey, Alicia's here. Mr. Tom. All right. So I'm going to share my screen and feel free to chime in. There are 373,000 results here for Mark Schweikert. And what we want to do is dominate this as well as any other searches here. So Google has these signals that they're looking to match up on. So when I do a search here, I can see eXp Realty, I can see information that he's posted, and here I go to the website. So they're going to look at the 336 phone number. They're going to see you and your dog. Oh, you have a smiling picture.
Hey,
you have a smiling picture? Okay. So this is good, but what we want to do is send lots of signals into Google. So what are the signals that Google's looking for? Well, what is keyword that you want to rank on, Mark? Let's just say, because pull up his Google. Do you know I lived in Winston-Salem for a couple of years?
I do not know that. How'd you like it?
I loved it. We lived on Mary Acres Court, which is where R.J.R. Reynolds lived. So we tore down he was the guy who started the whole tobacco thing.
Right.
In Salem. So we'd go to like the factory and all that. But yeah, I lived there a couple of years and then moved to California.
Cool.
So here we have, a lot of people think that the reviews are the most important thing. And by the way, whether you're a local business or not, reviews are super important. So this applies to everybody. So it's not just so people think that it's the number of reviews, but actually what matters the most is your review velocity. In other words, how many reviews have you gotten in the last couple of weeks and in the last couple of months? Because you could have gotten a lot of reviews years and years ago, but Google's going to take more into account recently what's happened. So this is good 3 months ago, but then we have 9 months, 10 months, and then further than that. And because Google doesn't have a lot about you, Mark, like you said, then there's not a lot of signals for it to tie together. So it notices you have a website and it notices that you have a Facebook, but it doesn't have other things that are tied to Mark Schweikert or North Carolina real estate or buying a home in Winston-Salem or other sorts of keywords that you want to rank on, right? Let's say I want to do a search on Winston-Salem realtor, right? That's something we want to rank on, right? So the best way to find out how we can rank is to look at who the other folks are, right? Because if Google's already ranking them, then we can reverse engineer what's working for them. And do you see this here? These ones that showed up, these are called local service ads. So these are ads that are above the regular ads. You see these 3 ads here?
Right.
These ads are keyword driven ads where you can see 336. You can see there's site links here. So these guys at HomeLight have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 site links inside their ad. So this is part of the regular Google AdWords, right? And then this thing above, local service ads, which works for real estate and attorneys and plumbing, home service businesses, those kinds of licensed sorts of businesses, with the exception of medical, there's no medical here, then Google's running the ads that are here. And I suggest that we start with a small budget, maybe $100, a few $100 a month, just because these are the easiest ads to run for anyone who's a local service business.
What were those called? Local service ads?
These are called local service ads. And Tom Ferry and I did a whole podcast about this and some of these other pieces, but they're easy because they're automatically generated by Google. So you don't have to write ad copy. This is just automatically generated. However, it is important to get more reviews because if I'm looking for a realtor, I might just click on the first one, or I might click on the one who I like their face, but obviously they all have good reviews. If you try to run local service ads and you're like, 3.2 stars, people are not going to click on you. So these all look pretty good. Although this guy here only has 6 reviews, So this is one. So the better your review game is and the more content you have on what used to be called Google My Business, but it's your Google business profile, the better you're going to perform in the ads. So this is true of not just for local service ads, but Facebook ads and TikTok ads and LinkedIn ads, like any other kind of ads. Ads are here to amplify what's already working well.
Mm-hmm.
So if I were to click on this guy, I can see this is an auto-generated landing page. So we don't have to do anything. That's what's so wonderful is we just need to configure local service ads. We have to upload our, realtor license and some random things like insurance and whatnot, just to verify that we're a legit business. And then that way you're going to show up here and it'll say Google screened or Google guaranteed. Here it says Google screened, sponsored, but people don't know those are ads because you see it's light gray and it's small. People don't see that. They just think, oh, okay, well, I see these other results here, but the ones that have a picture and the ones that have a richer result are more likely to get a click. So I think I lost, where did I go? It's the same realtor. Yeah, I see. So this is naturally going to pull most of the clicks here just because they're at the top and it's pictures. And these ones, that between the LSA and the regular search ads, this is probably going to get 50 to 70% of all the clicks here.
Right.
So it's a pay to play game, easy to set up. We can help you set that up. But then after these ads, we have realtor.com. They're going to be tough to beat. This is the first organic result. And they have a couple related results you can see here. Now, these are the map results. So these are organic, local 3-pack results. So whether you're doing it on mobile or doing it on desktop, this is called a local 3-pack. And so this is the game where your SEO and your reviews and your social and the links that you have coming in and videos and any other kind of media you have are going to help. Notice these are different. These 3 are different than the ones up here. But for a regular consumer, they don't know the difference. It sounds ridiculous, but consumers, this study's been done year after year. Consumers believe that whoever is in the top, even if it's an ad, is also whoever is the best in the area or the best in the industry. It sounds ridiculous, but just consumers assume, okay, well, this Cap Center, Terry Bias, and Michaela, these clearly are the top realtors in Winston-Salem, right? But they just happen to be running ads. These guys are using snippets. So you can see this, right? They're using the review snippet, 4.9, 442 reviews. And these guys are not using any snippets at all. Some of these guys, so you can see, here you have site links, which are basically snippets. So when you have the regular search result, like here where you have the page title and description, you can also add other stuff here. So you can choose the text you want here and add. Buyer start here, seller start here. Okay. That's probably a good way to look at it. But there's location snippets, review snippets. If you're a restaurant, I think there's like menu related. There's all different kinds of related information, like categorized information that you can have. And so that's where search has really evolved in the last few years, where it's not just web pages, but you want to include these other pieces, right? So you can see here's some other site links. This is not an ad, but the more authority you have, the more important, the more they're going to start showing these site links. And Jeremy, who's our SEO pro here, can go into more on that. And we also have a little SEO course talking about what some of these things are, but you can't control how many site links you get, but certainly that's a sign that you're doing pretty well. And if you absolutely dominate, then they're going to show all your stuff up here in a knowledge panel and 6 or 8 different links up at the top. So let's go back to markschweikert.com and we can see from an SEO standpoint, this is a new site. It has no domain rating and the page doesn't. And in other words, you have nobody linking to you, right? So therefore you don't rank on any keywords. And if you're a local business, then there's no set number, but I like to there's many factors. So people will want to come in and argue with me about what factor they think is more important and how much it weighs. But here, I think, Mark, you should be 15 or 20. So if you're not at least a DR 15 or 20, you don't have enough juice, right? So anytime someone links to you, that's passing some juice. Now they can be linking from a site that has no power or linking from a site that has a lot of power. Like we could go to, you can do there's a free tool.
How do you get people to link to my site?
I'll show you. I'm going to give you something that only people in our group can get access to. Okay. So if we look at one of my sites and I'm using the free tool from Ahrefs, I have a domain rating of 61, which is good. So it's an order of magnitude. So you know how you have the earthquake Richter scale and like a 3 is 10 times more powerful than a 2 and a 4 is 100 times more powerful than a 2. And it goes up from there. So 61 is about 10 times more powerful than a 51 and 100 times more powerful than a 41. And then it goes from a 0 to 100 scale, and 100 is going to be Facebook, and Google's going to be 100, and CNN might be like 92. So there's an order of magnitude. So anything above 60 is really powerful. It's a major media site. Any local service business, like a real estate agent or a mortgage broker or an attorney, is probably going to be like 10 to 20. A mid-sized company, maybe a company with an office with multiple locations, or a regional bank, or someone that's strong in a community, but maybe not nationally, they might be a 30 or 40. A site that is about a hobby, like maybe you like to go jeeping, or you like to play golf, or you like to, a community of that might be in like 50s or 60s. And then when you get into the 70s and 80s, that's when you get into the big sites. Until like the 90s, those are the major platforms, right? That's kind of how to think about it. So this is a free tool, Ahrefs Website Authority Checker. There's a paid version, which we have, and there's other tools as well. But the snapshot is the 61 comes from 1,000 different websites that link. And these websites have generated 58,000 links for this site that we have, which is great, right? So the more links you have, generally, the more SEO juice you're flowing to yourself. But some links are garbage, and some links, carry a lot of power. So if we look at another site we have, this free ebooks.net site, we're at a DR74, so it's a major media site, and we have lots of links that are coming in. And if I take this, and then I'm going to give you something actionable for you, Mark, in just a second, but I want you to understand what we're doing here first. Okay. This one thing will make your membership worthwhile. Just doing this one thing of all the things that you could do, right? So this site we control, free ebooks. It's the number one site for free ebooks. Warren's been on our thing multiple times. We call him the editor. So it's a 74. So you would think that my main site at a 61 and his at a 74 would be close, right? You think like those numbers are like relatively close. Maybe he's just like a little bit higher, right? He's way higher. A 74 is way more powerful than the 61. And like an 81 is way more powerful than the 71, right? And we know that because we can see he's got 8.2 million links, and he's got 50,000 sites that link to it. But not all these links are worth the same. Some links, like a link from a DR74 site, is worth literally 100,000 times more than a link from some nobody site, right? So we do want more links, but not all links are worth the same. Does that make sense? Okay. So what I want you to do, Mark, and this is a simple exercise, it's going to create a ton of value, is I want you to you can either write it as a guest blog post, or if you're just better at speaking it, like on your cell phone or recording a 5-minute video, say something that is on the business side of what it means to be a real estate agent. Maybe like how you got started, and the difference between like being a real estate agent, helping people buy and sell homes, versus the business of doing it. And not to promote yourself, but just to give people an inside look. Like if you want to become a real estate agent, what do you need to know, right? Something that is not there directly appealing to, like directly trying to sell or trying to get more buyers and sellers, right? But something that like an industry, like for our community of digital marketers, like people here in our group here. And then we will put that here on this site on the blog. And I'll show you the power of this. So you can see here, there's the DR61, like I showed you. And we have all these links that are coming from all these different domains. And it's very easy to rank on, not very easy, but depending on how powerful the term is. So we have on our blog all these different articles. So what I want you to do is submit an article. So here's our friend from Western Trading Post. So he submitted an article. Here, I'll just show you. I'm gonna come over here, and I'm taking a cocoon bath tomorrow. You can see that. I do lots of baths. I've been away for a little bit. This is what we do. You're never going to see anybody show you how to do this. Like they never show this. Okay. So here's one of our friends. This is 3 weeks ago, Jim Olson, and record auction sale at Western Trading Post. So he sells, surprisingly, he's got this huge audience of people that want to buy and sell Native American antique jewelry. And so they set this world record. And here's the press release. Here's, what happened. This is pretty cool. And then what we did was sent it over to our friends at Fancy Hands, but we have all kinds of virtual assistants and whatnot. And you can see this assistant here took the article, and I said, hey, turn this thing into an article, right? And so let's look at what happened on this task here. When you make your video or whatnot, Mark, then
I'll probably write an article, because
you can write, whatever.
Doing video.
people have their ways of how they like to do things, right? Write it. And so we go back and forth, and then they turned it into this article here. So we put Western Trading Post in the headline, because whatever you put in the headline, especially at the beginning of the headline, is a stronger signal to Google that this is something important, right? And you can see this is 2 days ago. So this will start to pull some juice because the site has a lot of power, right? And then we're talking about how he grew up and what he does, some pictures of him. Here's some of the stuff that got sold. Can you imagine? Look at this. This is $112,000. Who would have thought? Turquoise.
Wow.
That's cool. And then we have links. He's got an app. He's moved his business from in-person auctioneer stuff to online. He's got a YouTube channel. He's got a lot of people in this Facebook group. And we've linked to all these, right? And it's great because his site doesn't have a lot of power. Let's see. So we're doing, this is completely legal. There's nothing. So in the world of SEO, you'll hear white hat and black hat. And black hat means they're doing something that's tricky, that is not okay. That if they get caught, if they're busted using that technique that may work, then it's just a really risky thing to do. It's like worse than speeding, right? If you go 30 over the speed limit, you could probably get away with it. But if you get caught, you probably go to jail, you know? And the same as on Google. So here you can see, even though he's got a community, I think he's got 40,000 members in his Facebook group. He's got all these people that are bidding. Every month they register for the new auction, right? He has a DR8. So that's very low. So for a niche community like this, remember we said this should probably be like 40 or 50. Not to say that's the only thing he should have. He's got 1,000 links from 139 sites, but these links don't carry any power. These links are, I'm not saying don't use garbage links, because all links are good as long as they're not trash. So he has some of these links. So he's got this one from a 39, this one from 46. They've lost this one somehow. So probably he needs to go back and say, hey, you know, can you put our thing back in here? So it looks like they just lost it, whatever, 3 weeks ago, you can see, right? Because it was there the last time they checked. And here it's like he's got some of these links, but he just doesn't have enough passing him much juice. And it could be that the website has a lot, the top level of the website has a lot of power, but the page itself doesn't. And that page, maybe he's got lots and lots of links. So then all of the links on that page have to then share the juice that comes from that page, right? So if we just go to any one of these links, like this one, Journal of Antiques. Okay, well, they have a fair amount, 45. That's what we expect. And this is, okay, by Jim Olson, photo courtesy of Western Trading Post. So that's him. And he's got some of these pictures. So that's good. Okay, so here's his link, right? That's what we picked up in the tool. But he probably should have a little bit more than this. And it probably should be formatted a little bit better too. Plus, he's not linking to this. So we should be linking to this article from his site or other sorts of sites. So even though this site overall has got a lot of power and it ranks on 12,000 keywords, this particular page has no links to it. So that's not good, right? And but this page ranks on 49 keywords. Let's see, what are those 49 keywords? I'm using Ahrefs just because it's good for browsing the web, but the more powerful tool is SEMrush if you want to do real analysis. So this one,
what's the more powerful one?
SEMrush, SEMrush. And we have some training on that. You'll see how that works. I don't advise anyone to dive too deep into the paid tools unless you really want to do SEO. I'm showing you this stuff more not to teach you how to use the tools, but more so that everyone understands the concepts. Because as long as you understand the concepts, you'll be able to get 80% of the value without using all these different tools. But you can see here, like this, remember, we're looking at this particular page. We're not looking at the website. So this page is ranking number 1 on antique concho belts. But then again, that's a low competition term. And he moved from position 17 to 1. Leather concho belt, a little more competitive. And you can look at the volume and the keyword difficulty tells us, right? So he's ranking well on this particular page, is ranking on things that have no difficulty, right? There's no competition. And you could do a Google search and see how competitive it is yourself. That's another way of looking at it. So we could click here on SERP and see like who else is trying to rank on leather concho belt and how powerful are the other sites. So if the other sites there are, in the 20s and 30s on their domain authority, we're not really too worried about that, right? That's pretty easy to beat. So this is loading slow. All right, I'm going to show you something for fun. So one of our friends got ripped off by a digital agency. There's a whole story about it, and I wrote it up here. And this is my friend who's a massage therapist who admits he doesn't know anything about digital marketing. He just was desperate and he really needed help. So he gave this guy $12,500 And nothing happened, of course. Just the worst thing you could imagine. That's exactly what happened. This guy, Aaron Gabitas, took advantage of our friend, who's the friends with the guy who runs social media marketing world, who's exactly not the kind of guy to mess with. And here's all this stuff. And then he's like, this guy, this sales guy, Aaron Gabitas, who also is the founder of the agency, started talking about my penis and making, childish sorts of remarks. You can see all this stuff. We recorded the meeting here too of what happened. We got his permission in advance. And of course, Philippe has shared his stuff at the Better Business Bureau on Google and all this, right? And you can see this guy incriminated himself. So everything here is what this agency owner does. Now, this agency owner claims that they can do SEO. Now, if we do a search on this guy's name, Aaron Gabitas, you can see there's 200,000 results for his name, not very competitive. Competitive is north of a couple million, 10 million plus is going to be competitive. And so his LinkedIn, his agency shows up, his Facebook, and then these move around all the time. But these articles that I wrote about what happened are showing up on his name. And this is an article that we just published, as you can see. So this shows you the power of SEO, because when this is coming on a site that's a DR61, and we put this guy's name, Aaron Gabitas, and we put his agency name, Go Be Rewarded, in the title, then anytime someone does a search on this guy or his agency's name, it's going to rank right there at the top. And give it another month or two, this will be right up at the very top for his name, for anyone that wants to do business with him, right? They're going to Google him. This is, so, SEO, most people think about SEO as let's rank on Winston-Salem, North Carolina, right? Or real estate, or, buy and sell homes in, Greensboro or whatever it might be, right? All the different things we want to rank on, but this is negative SEO. So in the same way, we want to rank, because I put this out here because this guy totally ripped off my friend. All it took was one blog post, and this guy's going to have to deal with this. He's going to have to explain what happened here. So isn't that neat to see there's power in SEO? And so this same power that is crushing this guy, Aaron. So I know he's getting calls left and right, because like the people at the Chamber of Commerce and other people in related organizations, like his church group, where he's claiming that all sorts of stuff, about how he's giving back, but really he's just ripping people off. All these people are now asking him, so what happened? Why are you making fun of Dennis's genitals? And what happened in this meeting here, where we did an audit, we got access to the accounts and realized that there were no sales that were driven. And Philippe's massage business, was basically tanked because of this guy. So the same power of this site, Mark, here with this DR61, just submit an article, send it to Stephanie@blitzmetrics.com, and make it something that someone else who's an entrepreneur that's a service business. So it could be, you can see we've got lots of these articles, right? Some of these are guest articles. So yours is going to be a guest article. We've got lots and lots and lots of articles here, right? There is so much juice on this site that any of you guys here that want to submit an article, just make sure it meets some basic article guidelines, right? We've got tons of these. And then for WordPress, for any article, you can choose different categories and you can choose tags. So that also helps us rank on those particular keywords. So a great article has a great title. It tells a story that's interesting, so people actually want to read the thing. So it's not just jammed with keywords, but it has to be useful. And it has maybe a picture or two, maybe a video, like we embed a YouTube video, just to give more flavor, because Google wants to show a mix of results. So typically they want to show news and videos and maps, and they're showing a whole range of different sorts of results. Okay. Yeah.
Now, how do you actually physically do the linking? And do you, do you do that to my website or,
Yep.
or
so we'll link to your site right now. You have nobody. You have one link to you. What is this one link? Well, whatever it is, doesn't have any.
The websites, I just did it like 2 weeks ago. So.
Okay. Well, I guess we lost this one link. I don't know, but that's okay with new websites, right? So
yeah,
when you write your article and it meets our basic article guidelines, then where's our article guidelines? Oh, here it is right here. The first one. Oh, you see this? So I did a search for Blitzmetrics article guidelines. And then it actually just, when Google thinks that this is the right answer, it'll just go ahead and trigger what's called a featured snippet. You see this? It's like I could do a search on what's the capital of Arizona, and it'll just go ahead and show the answer right here. So some people call this a page zero search result because no one had to click on anything. It's just right here. So because Google thinks that they know the answer, they just went ahead and just showed the stuff here. But of course we can click on it and then see, okay, to have a good article, to have a good blog post, it needs to And look, they already highlighted it too for us, right? So we talk about here's how do you write a good blog post, right? Don't plagiarize. Don't just repurpose stuff. Don't use a computer to generate, fake content. Here's how you generate content the right way. Here's how not to make ridiculous promises, all these kinds of things. So Mark, getting the article on our site is a good first step. But what Google's going to do is they're going to look at these articles. They're going to look at the traffic. So when people come to this article, 7 habits of highly effective modern marketers, right? Oh, they're going to see these broken links. That's not good. They're going to look at the user experience. They're going to look, okay, is this a useful article? Do people just click back, right? And then they're going to ding us if people click back to the search results. So Google, because they have Google Analytics, they can see what people are doing, right? Alicia, you had a question?
Yeah, I did, Dennis. Thank you. I was curious if you have used Ad Clarity yet in SEMrush. So like when I'm creating ads, I'm really looking through Search Console. I'm really looking at SEO opportunities as well. But they used to be able to see the ads and then they stopped. And so now they have Ad Clarity and I haven't added that on. It's very expensive, but I'm just curious your thoughts on that because now everything has to be so much broader. And I find myself using SEO tools a lot more just to create ads than I ever used to.
Yeah, and the reason why is that ads are driven increasingly by whatever's working organically first. If it's not working organically, I guess for the last 10 years, we can kind of pay our way there. That's like hitting the gas when the e-brake is on. So if your stuff sucks, you could just hit the gas and you'll still move along. But the best thing is to make it so it's actually good content. And so you could use the SEMrush tools that show the other people that are advertising. Let's see. By the way,
I think they have that Ad Clarity and it's like $4.99. I'm on a Guru plan.
Okay. So you're on a Guru plan. So you could ask for, okay. So you were working with Anton before?
I was. So right now, there was some nice guy who honestly, he just comped me my Guru because they just did. Because Anton had it like that before. Anton's Judah now. So
you can ask them to comp that for you. They'll probably give it to you, but I think SpyFu is probably better. And then Google has their keyword planner. And I'm a big fan of just looking at what's working best organically. So what keyword are you looking for, or what are you trying to rank on?
Right now, I'm looking at 2 things that I'm trying to build out a strategy. One is a battery company, but it's more like a ghost kitchen type thing. And then the other one is the battery company delivers batteries, right? But they don't actually own the batteries, right? So they pick it up, they deliver wherever you are, install it quick, etc. And then the other one is customized shoes.
Okay. Well, the battery delivery thing, I can't imagine there's a lot of volume for that. Or I'd look at the competitors and see what keywords they're ranking on. Is there a competitor?
Yes and no. Competitors could potentially be insurance companies. It's just not something that a lot of people are doing right now, right? You call your insurance or roadside assistance or whatever, and they come and they jump your car.
Right.
Or they tow you. So this is kind of different. They have a chance to own the market here because it's going to be you can order and have it brought to you wherever you are and replaced on site, kind of like Mobile Mechanic, but just for batteries.
I see. Well, this sounds like more of a strategy issue than a PPC issue.
Yeah.
Not clarity. I think the issue is, so this company that wants to deliver or has a network of Uber-esque sorts of mechanics that deliver the battery as part of roadside assistance. I'd imagine that, Sally, who's a mom and her car's dead on the side of the road, she's going to call AAA or a mechanic with a dealer. She's not going to type in, deliver a battery to me. She's going to be keywords related to roadside assistance or, OnStar or, car breakdown or mobile mechanic. We're going to look at these terms. And so are they looking more for consumers or they're looking more for people like the mechanics that will be part of their network?
No, this will be B2C.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, then what's the thing, without going too far, what's the thing that's driving?
I really like to see the ads. So I don't know. I haven't ever used SpyFu.
I don't think the ads are what matter to you because you have to, what keyword do you want to rank on? I don't think you even know what the keyword is. I don't think there is
Oh, well,
much.
for the battery company, I'm not as worried about that. For the shoe company, I like to see that because it's becoming a more popular thing. The customized shoes.
Uh-huh.
So that's a little bit
Customized
different.
or custom?
They're customized. They're
Can we
custom
look at their site?
designs.
Can we look at their site?
Sure. Yeah. Drip Creations with a Z.com.
What was it? Creation? Say it again.
Drip Creations.
Drip
Z
Creations.
with a Z.com. Yeah.
Okay.
This is going to change. They're actually being bought right now.
Uh-huh.
But I want to unlock. I mean, they have a big following already. They have an audience, but I really want to leverage SEO and make sure that when they're building out the new site, that they're doing it strategically.
Okay. So the basic SEO audit. So they rank on their name, which actually has a fair amount of volume. So it shows they have some brand power. So they probably have some social behind it. When we see this amount of brand search volume.
Yeah, they've got over 1 million on Instagram.
Yeah. All right. So now we're seeing the different things so people want to customize an Air Force One or customize a Nike, whatever. Mm-hmm. Okay. So we can sort by traffic. We can sort by competition. We can sort by volume. Usually in SEO and competitive SEO, like what Alicia's talking about, we want to look at terms that are just outside the first page, or maybe that are in positions 5 to 10. So we can see like this one here has moved.
Yeah,
up.
I'm finding those competitors, Dennis. Like I want to be able to go hard. It's just hard to find the competitors because you see it's all the type of customization, not necessarily the competitors.
Well, you just do Air Force One customized shoes. Okay. All right. Well, who's here? All right. There's the ads, Nike, of course, the custom movement. All right. Well, you have a rich mix of search results here, but you know what seems to be missing? Oh, here's the videos. I bet you these videos are easier. I bet you the videos are easy to get. Custom. Do you see like we're switching between Mark's North Carolina real estate to custom shoes is the same thing, right? We're using the same concept. Here's one shoes. Okay. So here's the related terms. Not going to beat Nike.
Well, that company actually got sued by Nike. It's almost over. They actually did buy the Nike shoes. So I'm staying away from Nike right now.
Yeah. Okay. So this is pretty competitive because we can see all these guys that are here, Amazon and Foot Locker and all that are pretty strong. We don't see ads on this, probably because it's Nike. Nike doesn't want anyone advertising with the word Nike in there.
Yeah, so we can't. We're not. Yeah.
Yeah, but the thing is, people want Air Force One. They don't want just custom shoes. So the Air Force One in there is strong signal intent.
Yeah, they definitely got popular for that. The girl who was the founder, she started with Vans.
Yeah.
And then at some point moved into the Air Force Ones. And so from that, like, that's how people got to know it. And then, of course, her butterfly design was like the first design that went viral. So that's why I think that one, it continues to rank. And then she got a lot of TikTok celebrities to organically share by using them.
I think her personal brand is going to be the easiest angle coming through just from what we're looking at. Yeah. See, like if I do this, you see these so I did drip creations. So Google sees that that's an entity here. Warehouse might not be the right categorization. And we can see Air Force, butterfly, hoodie. So you see these things here are called type ahead search results. In other words, you type something, Google's trying to guess what the rest of it is that you're going to say. So I'm going to say founder, these folks. Okay. Frankie, is that the one you're working with?
I'm working with him on one of his other brands. I'm working with Eileen on.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm working with them on the Tuned in Tokyo. I'm working with Eileen.
So why don't you? So because she's one of the main figureheads. If you build her personal brand, like literally go out there and make sure she's claimed all her social channels, and that will have an SEO impact. Same thing for you, Mark. Right? Make sure you just claim. Not that you're going to be active on TikTok and Instagram and Reddit and whatever, but you just should go ahead and claim it because it's going to send more signals to the search results. And
what do you mean by claiming it?
Yeah, just make sure you have profiles on every single social network.
I've just got Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn.
So get all of them. It'll only take you an hour or two just to get that taken care of. At least just, it's like reserving your name basically. So Eileen has almost no power on LinkedIn, probably because she doesn't have time or she's spending time on social media and all that. But if you have a VA Alicia, that could cross post and share every time she's mentioned, that would help out a ton. So if we looked at
We have somebody managing social. I think that's a good idea because she's just about to do, there were some order issues and stuff. So she's actually about to do kind of like a public apology and do kind of a win back campaign, right? From some of the logistics issues that they had this last year.
So she's featured in a bunch of places. So Disrupt is pretty good. 71, right?
Yeah.
Establishing a footprint. I get it. But this article is not getting any sort of links. No one's linking to this article. No one's sharing this article. And actually, let's see. If we use the CrowdTangle plugin, maybe we'll get some social. Nope, there's nothing on Facebook or Twitter.
If you can ever help me with that too, maybe not in this call, I can only get to CrowdTangle if I click on search. Okay. I cannot it's been an issue since they gave it to me.
But whatever the case is, you should run $1 a day against her brand and against people that really like to customize Air Force Ones or Butterfly or whatnot, just to get the social signals up, because she's the figurehead, but there's so many holes in her personal brand. And the same is true for Mark and everyone else, right? All of us. Oh, New Theory. Wow, that's good. Some of these other ones here.
Yeah, when she started, it was great, right? Because she was just this girl who was customizing her own bands. And then her friends were like, can you do mine? And then she was like, whoa, guys, that's a lot of people. I've got to charge for this. Then she sold on Etsy, and then she moved over to Shopify.
Yeah. Well, you got to push her personal brand, because she's got these. Look at this. Thrive Global's in 87, but there's nothing on this article. Right. And that's really where SEO comes into play. So just because you get the placement, just like I was telling Mark, just because you get the placement doesn't mean you've won. People have to engage on that because Google's going to look at the signal on that. So if I take a look at something with me, for example, like here's an article on a high-powered site, the Facebook algorithm explained on Social Media Examiner. This is DR87, right? You see this? So you might look at that and say, wow, that's really good, right? Because this site ranks on 500,000 keywords. Really powerful, right? But I go further than that and say, all right, well, what about this article itself? This article has got a 30 and there's 199 links to it. So that means, we showed up in search results, or maybe Social Media Examiner mentioned this in their email newsletter or whatever it is. People came to this article to listen to this thing here, to read the explanation, and they liked it so much. And so we have 199 people linking to this article, not to the site, but linking to this particular article. And so when Mark writes his post, we're going to be able to get more traffic to it, and we want to get more links, which is really what SEO is. So you can see here, Keep, which is a well-known marketing tool. They link to it. I don't know who Honeyweb is, but they're reasonably powerful. Somebody in, I guess this is what, like Brazil linked to it, or somebody somewhere. Mobile Legends, I don't know who they are, but I linked to it. See, that's pretty good, right? So there's all these people that are linking to it. That's not bad, right? So I think that a stronger, most SEO people will disagree with me because they don't know what we're talking about, or they don't want to do this if they know. But this signal of 120 backlinks from high-powered sites, I believe, is actually more powerful than the website, the top-level domain having an 87. You see what I'm saying?
I think you're right. And I think that's a great idea about Eileen, because we can put her on the about section, create a good about section on Drips, so her personal brand can live there, so we can still leverage the juice and then just really go out and promote her.
Yeah. So you can see, right? We saw this with the type ahead search results, but Butterfly, Nike, Air Force, right? These are all great terms, but it's going to be very difficult from an SEO and PPC standpoint to outrank Nike. And Nike's going to, even if you have a lawsuit that you're settling, it's going to be so much more powerful to amplify Eileen's brand, because like we saw, she's featured in all these different places, but there's just no engagement. So you've got to promote those articles, and that'll help you with the SEO. You see what I mean? Through the angle of her personal brand and what it means to be an entrepreneur and how she started customizing vans and so forth, right?
Yeah, you're right. And I think I can start getting them to share that on social through the Drip brand. I think that will be good, because they do have a big audience there. And we do have to build her back up. And I'm hoping that the apology that she's going to do, and she's so sincere, like she's, super sweet, sincere, really wants to make everything right for all her customers.
All right. So Alicia,
it's going to resonate.
Alicia, this is the classic issue we see with social influencers where they're growing on Instagram or Facebook. Maybe they have a big YouTube channel. They're big on social, but they haven't really transitioned into search because you can see, right, she's got 85,000 followers. And so she's posting all the stuff here. But the biggest thing that you can help her do to help her grow her business, grow her brand, is to repurpose her content. So a lot of these things here, you can turn into articles, like the top 10.
Can you look at the drip account?
Do what?
The drip account, because the other account, her brand account, is the drip account. And that's where we have like big engagement and following.
Okay. Well, wherever it is, I mean, I would do her brand and I would do it on, anyway. I would do both. I do the personal brand. Like, we teach with $1 a day in 1 minute videos. You do the personal brand and you do the company brand at the same time. Yeah.
Okay. So you don't think you unless maybe they would comp that, you don't think I need to go out and purchase ad clarity just to have it?
Yeah. I'm 100% sure your issue is not finding paid keywords on Google. I think your issue is strategy, and strategy tied to her personal brand. In other words, for everyone here, not just for Alicia, what is the thing that is working best for you now? What is already driving leads and sales? Let's get more of that. So the thing that drove, here with Drip is her brand, which then just by force of her community and people liking her stuff, drove more people to want to buy these customized shoes. But I don't think customized shoes is even the keyword. And I don't think you even know the keyword until you push the brand. So it's a chicken and egg issue. You don't know. So I think trying to get more tools that will show you, like this SEMrush tool, which has all sorts of cool things in it, I don't think that's going to help you, because I don't think you have the strategy in place first. Until you have data from the personal brand and people resonating in terms of community feedback and social or engaging on these articles, you don't know what the keywords are yet to go after. You just don't. I don't care how smart you think you are. I don't know, right? I've got a lot of experience in digital marketing. I have no idea. No one has any idea because we have no data, right? Like here, this one on Western Trading Post, he's ranking on 3,200 keywords. So I could guess, and this guy who could say like, oh, well, turquoise pendant or whatever, he could guess at what he thinks the keywords are. But I'm going to tell you, the data always wins. So here we know what the keywords are. He didn't know this. He'd never seen this. He didn't even know this data was possible. But here we've got the keywords, and we can look in his Google Analytics and see what's driving sales. So Alicia, you can look at your Google Analytics and see what's driving the most sales, driving registrations, driving inquiries, driving like whatever it is. And this guy here, he's built a big social community. So of course, on Western Trading Post, which is the name of his thing, he's got 800 searches a month. It's not difficult, but he's ranking number 1 on his own name. Of course, you should rank number 1 on your name. And squash blossom necklace, different sorts of guns, Colt single action army serial numbers. Okay, well, some of these, like this squash blossom necklace, I don't know what that is, but there's 12,000 people a month looking at this. And he was on 20, which is the second page, and he slid down to the third page in 21. Now imagine if we did a little SEO and we were talking about squash blossom necklaces, and we move this from 20 up to position 5, how much more traffic would he be getting? Instead of 25, he'd be getting, 3,000, right? 2,000 to 3,000, right? And how many more sales would that be? And how many more people registering for his auctions, right? So I'd always look at the analytics. So Alicia, I would look at your search console. I would look in the Google Analytics. I would look at building her personal brand. I would look at why all these articles that these featured articles we're looking at, how come Hustler's Digest, Disrupt Magazine, how come no one's engaging on any of this? Was it because someone paid to get these featured and they're garbage articles, like promo articles? So something's not right here. I would focus on that. I know you want to look at the paid tools to look at what keywords other people are bidding on. I really don't think that's your issue at all.
Got it. Thanks. Yeah.
There's a lot of cool tools. I really doubt that's the answer here for you, even though there are some cool tools, right? And then back to Mark's thing, some of these tools that look at what's generating the most traffic for you are not going to mean anything yet because you don't have any traffic yet. So what we got to do is build out all the properties, start driving $1 a day against 1 minute videos that you make. Even though you're more of a writing kind of guy, I think 1 minute videos are going to count. And for example, your dog, like I'd love to know the story about you and your dog. I'd love to know about where your favorite places are to go hike on the weekend. I'd love to know about, the Blue Ridge Mountains or what your favorite kind of trail shoe is and some of the coolest homes that you've been, what is your favorite part of, where do you like to go eat in Winston-Salem? All these kinds of things that show Mark Schweikert as a human, I think is going to be more powerful than And then that's great. You have this market data and this analysis, and no one else has that. But someone who's looking to buy and sell a house is not going to want to look at this. They want their agent to handle it. They want a trusted advisor who's going to handle all this kind of stuff for them. So this is great. I'm not saying don't use this, but make a 1-minute video talking, like interpreting this. Like I look at this, I'm not an agent, but I have no idea what any of this stuff is, right? And I don't think anyone, especially people who are well-to-do and want to hire you, they want to know that you're the guy. So by the fact of having this, that says, oh, this guy's on top of the market. He knows what's going on, but you got to take the next step and humanize it. So people know that you're their guy, because nothing here is really directly showing. I mean, I see like you're with your dog and you have some of these videos that you made, here's something about you, right? You like to go outside and like, this is great. But you see the difference, Mark, between you in front of this lake, and is this in Colorado? Where is this? Or Alberta? Where is it?
It was, I think, Wyoming. I had to, my daughter goes to college. She was in Montana, and I had basically had to fly out and drive her car back.
Like what you have here is great, right? You're dealing with me. It's just me. It's not some huge team of junior people. I'm going to tell you what the real deal is, right? I'm going to help you. I answer the phone right away. All these things. Imagine, what do you think, Mark, would be more powerful? This current about page, or you saying, I'm Mark Schweikert. Let me tell you about how I approach working with clients. What's more powerful, the 1-minute video or this picture of you with some words about how you take care of clients?
No, I've definitely thought about doing like a anchor video or whatever, just about me or my philosophy or whatever. So
yeah, I think you just humanize yourself, talk about your dog. I don't even know the dog's name, right? I'd want to know some more.
All right.
And you have these recommendations. These are great, but why not, get these people on a little 2-minute Zoom or, meet them at Starbucks or something and say, hey, how's the new house? And what are you guys doing in the backyard? And, what advice do you have for people in this market? And, just like you're interviewing them, not as a testimonial, which we have some training on how not to, instead of going for testimonials, tell stories and capture that, because that's going to be way more powerful than this. I mean, I don't doubt that this is good, right? But this is not as real as actually understanding who these people are and talking about their life situation, right? And some people will want to do that and some people don't. But whoever this is, highly likely to recommend, bought a single family home in Mount Holly. Like, I don't know who this is. This looks like someone who's forced to say.
Yeah, I do it just to kind of respect people's privacy.
Yeah. But some people, they're happy to talk about their house. They're happy to talk about how they moved. They're happy to talk about why this neighborhood is better than the other for their kids. They're happy to talk about their favorite park to go hike in, right? They don't have to reveal anything personal, and it's not a testimonial. It's just to show that you care, and it ties in with your individualized personal approach, right? It's not some junior agent. It's not some insert the name of some giant company, right? All right. Well, I didn't get a chance I was going to show you guys some cool stuff, but we've used up our office hour today, and I've got another podcast I got to jump on to. But what do you guys think? Did you guys get value? Is this helpful?
Yes.
Yeah. Jorge's here. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you, Dennis. Dennis, I want to make a quick question before you go, which you understand is the main benefit of working on a good SEO when you are going to be doing a pay-per-click. Let's say I have a client. Most of my clients, they don't have any SEO. They are very, very bad at SEO. How much that will affect them when I'm just doing ads for them?
Ads are a great way to get traffic immediately. SEO takes time. It's like buying your vegetables at Whole Foods versus planting them in the garden, right? And there's pros and cons to both of them. Think of paying for the media as like renting a car, right? You can rent the car, try the car, see whether you like it. And then if you like it, buy it. So Alicia has a number of keywords that she wants to go after. They may or may not be good keywords. And she might decide that she wants to SEO for them when they're not even the valuable keywords. We don't know. So you can rent it. You can rent the keywords by paying Google for it. And once you decide it's good, then start creating content, start building the links. Then you know it's going to work because you're able to sample the keywords. So maybe it'd be a lot of effort to get to the first page, but you're able to buy it temporarily, right? And then maybe you still continue to buy it. But think of it as like buying versus owning. Does that make sense? Like you could rent the house, but you could eventually you want to buy the house.
I was expecting a response like that.
Yeah.
That's the most clear explanation I had ever heard before. It's about first renting, and once you know that keyword is good, then you own that keyword.
Yeah. So rent in a bunch of places. You like a Ford or a Chevy or whatever, Toyota, like you want to get a truck, rent each of the cars for 3 or 4 days, see which ones you like, and then buy the one you like. Don't just buy it before you get you try it first, right?
Yeah, beautiful.
Awesome, guys. Well, I'm running late for another appointment. I love you all. I want to see you post your content in the Office Hours Facebook group, and any kind of help you need, feel free to ask the questions there. And then Mark, I want to see, you're going to commit to writing an article for us, right? A guest post. All right. You the man. All right, guys. I'll see you in the group.